Well. I never thought I'd actually come back to this series, and coming back to a video that I've already done before, but I deleted it for certain reasons. But we'll pick up that in a moment of time. Welcome back to the anime reviews. We previously cancelled this series because I think the last episode was banned. Actually, I know for a fact the last two episodes was blocked on YouTube. The two I'm talking about is Haganai, which we're covering today, and I My Me Strawberry Eggs. We're not doing that one anymore. It was a very boring anime, if I remember correctly, and it kind of boring. Anyway, so we're going back to it and changing a few things. In the previous episodes of the series, we showed scenes from the anime, but this time, to avoid copyright issues, we're just going to talk about it and hope for the best. I may change this later down the line. In today's video, you may see some scenes or some clips, or not clips as such, but more characters and stuff like that to show who we're talking about, just to make things go a little bit behind the line. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the review. The anime we're going to review today, as you saw by the opening title, is Haganai. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. Haganai is a slice of life anime. I'm going to cover both seasons today because it's basically the same show, season 1 and 2, just with a little bit more plot. Anyway, the story is about two school acquaintances who go out and make a club called the Neighbors Club. These two kids knew each other from lower schools, but one thought it was a boy, I believe. I feel that's like spoilers should be mentioned, by the way. I believe the boy thought they were both boys. Well, like he was a boy and the other person was a boy, but it was a girl. But things went down the line and stuff like that. Anyway, these two formed an after-school club. Obviously, Japanese schools, I think you have to have a school club. You have to join one or be a part of one. I think that's some of the curriculum you have to do. That's what it shows in some animes, anyway. So I'm assuming that's correct. I've not a fucking clue. Anyway, it was created for a group. It was created for people who went to the school, students, to come to the club to make friends or get skills how to make friends. Throughout the first season, it's about people joining the club, and when more and more people join, the crew that they do become a part of. My words are not that great, I do apologise. I've written this out like a month ago. I've been meaning to do it ever since, but things keep on popping up. So I'm reading off a script, and I don't think I've written it very well. I do apologise if things sound very convoluted. I love that word. Anyway, throughout the first season, blah, 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 we've already mentioned all that stuff. Anyway, the crew start to expand on ideas what a normal group of friends would do if they were to have friends, and they practice these skills so they can make friends in the future. Out of all the characters, everyone agrees except Kodako and Yozora, I'm going to show those on screen if I remember their names, that they all become friends. Towards the end of the second season, though, all of the girls in the club find out they all have feelings for Kodako, despite everyone else in the school not liking the guy from how he looks. He's got blonde and black hair at the same time, so they automatically think he's a thug because he's from America and stuff like that. So they automatically steer clear from him, apart from these little group of friends in the Neighbours Club. All of them have a crush on him, apart from the little nun girl, even she calls him Oni-chan, and her own sister, who is my favourite character in the anime. But we'll get to those later. But that's basically the gist of the story. There's he goes to school, forms a club with somebody, kind of like Doki Doki, but they're not reading, they're just chilling out and hanging out and doing what friends would normally do, but they don't accept that they're friends with anybody. It's like, hey, we're only doing this to make friends, but you don't realise they're all friends, apart from Rika, who does believe that stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. Shush. Personally, I feel like the second season wasn't even needed, or should have been different in some sort of way. Because the story of season 1 is more about trying to make friends, and they become friends as themselves. In season 2, it's adapted like they're trying to do what friends would normally do, but the anime puts it out like, hey, what would a group of friends do? So let's practice on these ideas, and when we leave school or when we do all this stuff, we can make friends of our own. Not realizing they could make friends with each other in the room, which is very, very bizarre. But it's pretty much the same in the second season. It's really, really bizarre. Anyway, I feel like the second season wasn't needed, because you could have expanded on the first season, or should have been different from what it was. Yeah, the first season about how to make friends, but the second season is either A, the girls falling in love with Kodako, or them just hanging out as friends. I would have liked the show to take a more drastic turn and get to an end point with him confessing his love with one of them, or they all stay as friends outside of school. if they did end up, or do end up making a third season, which I highly doubt, then it should go to the direction of a harem. It already appears that way anyway, with all the girls falling for him. Already, it just seems fitting that the anime would take that direction. So none of the girls' feelings get hurt. Minus his sister, of course, that was just weird. Although there is animes out there. I cannot remember the anime name of it. It was on my TikTok For You page, and I'm outing myself on this. I am outing myself incredibly. The only reason what made me want to actually go back into this anime review stuff was this TikTok said, if you're a horny bitch, watch these animes. High School DxD was on there. I love High School DxD. It's my second favourite anime. Date A Live being my first. I fucking adore Date A Live. I still need to watch season 4 though. I'm getting around to that eventually when I have time to. It's a fun time. But another issue. Anyway, it mentioned on this anime and like how the anime works is more like a choose your own adventure kind of anime. You get to a certain point and then it branches off in different settings what the main character would go. Why am I reviewing something else here? But this is basically what I feel like. This is just like, oh, minus this is because the weather's just weird. But down eventually all these path lines, there's like, he has sex with all the girls, like, in this. And one of them is his own sister, and they end up banging in, like, the final fucking episode. And it's like, the fuck? I've not watched the final 3 episodes, so I'm like, alright, I'm a horny bitch, I'll admit to that. Anyway, let's get back on track, because I'm getting so sidetracked over here. I know this has been shorter than the rest of the video, so I'm glad I'm actually branching out a little bit. But this is just my honest review of the show, apart from the little tangent of whatever the other anime were. I'll bring that name back up at some point. I did enjoy the anime the first time watching it, and I watched second season again because I didn't recall it that much. So the thing is, when I came back to this, I actually thought it was my first time watching it, because I didn't remember the name. But however, 2 things struck out at me when watching it the second time. The intro song to the first season is very memorable. I remember it so much, and after the second episode, I'm like, I'm sure I know this, and I started singing along to it. So I started realizing, do I know this anime? And then it started clicking into my head about a character in the show. I can't remember the character's name. I do apologize. And the other thing that I remember is that little goth girl, which is easily by far my favorite character. I just said. What can I say? I literally am. I sucker for goths. Like, I know the internet hates simps, and I know that word is banned on Twitch, and I will out myself even more. There is a TikToker who I follow, and I watch her streams all the time, and goth, just queen, god even. I even say, I even written down even some point. Anyway, back on track. I don't think the second season is as memorable as the first. Yeah, they go on better adventures, but nothing stands out differently from the first season. And the main plot is the same. Nothing really changes. All in all, Haganai would have worked better as a 25-part series instead of 2 separate seasons. My rating for the show would be like at a 7 out of 10. It's an okay anime, and it's funny from time to time. But it didn't really get me wanting more after the show ended. Like, it dragged on, and it went a little bit too long. So yeah, that's my initial intake. I didn't actually really talk about rewatchability and stuff like that, which I do recall now. I was like, the anime style is basic anime style stuff. I don't know what I originally... there was something like... I don't know what I remember rating this thing, but right now we'll rate it 7 out of 10. Like, it's a good anime for the first season. The second season does let it down, I believe. I feel like I said, it does drag on a little bit too much. It changed the storyline a little bit, but like, instead of like, so in some of the earlier episodes of season 2, it might even be towards the end of season 1. One episode would be them chilling out, trying to do something together that they could expand in their own little thing. But when it came to the second season, their one little plot point for like, hey, what can we do as friends, started becoming more and more of a like 3-part, 4-part episode. And I feel like whatever you did in the first one, you've dragged it out a little bit too long in this second one. I was half paying attention at this point because I was playing Power Wash Simulator while watching it recently. But again, like, all the characters, I don't even remember all the characters' names, and I sucked so bad. But I'm going to rate all the characters now. on the screen because I don't know all the characters' names. In fact, let's do a cut and go back to all the characters in the show. Alright, back on track now. Sorry, I had to fucking sort out all this bullshit to get all the characters, because I never actually spoke about the characters. I'm going to rate them all now properly. So the main character we have is Kodaka Hasegawa. I can't remember. Can't read any of their names. So this is the guy who's get portrayed as like as a thug, pretty much. But as a outside look of somebody, I'm not going to rate him as like out of 10. Why would you rate people out of 10? You know, like, well, apart from their looks. But as a person, he's a bit dumb. Like, he likes all the people who's in the neighbors club with him. He appreciates that they all get along and stuff like that. He sees them as friends, but he refuses to see them anything more, because he's only there to make friends. He wants to know how to make friends. But when anyone confesses his love, he's like, I didn't hear that very well. What the fuck are you talking about? So I feel like he's a bit clueless when it comes to that sort of thing. He might be asexual, so he doesn't really care about that shit, or just wants to deny that stuff. So when someone confesses his love, instead of like talking about it to them, he just ignores them and just goes out of his way not to talk about it to them. And I feel like that's pretty shitty of a character. If I did have to rate him, however, as like a character design, it's not too bad. But as a person, I'd say he's a fucking 5 out of 10. He's a bit rude. He's a bit of a bitch. Anyway, the second character of the show, which is Yozora Mikazuki, which is called would we call Yoza? Do we call Mika? I think her name is Mika in the what they nickname her to. So this is the main leading female of the anime, which Kobato, not Kobato, whatever the other guy, Kodaka. I can't remember his name. Kodaka? Is it Kodaka? I'm gonna say Kodaka. I think Kodaka is the main character. So I feel like this character alone, she's more like, she's the one who seems to be headstrong, like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. But what I like about her as a person is there's another person who we'll get to very shortly, Senna, and they do have like best friend vibes. I do believe she may be bisexual. She gives off that vibes like she might like Senna, like because she likes her as a friend, but then she might like a little bit too much than that. No, that's Senna. Never mind. We'll get to that role reversal in a minute. But forgot about that scene, Jesus. So this person's more like, I just want to make friends, but she refuses to admit that all of them are friends. Is the one that gets to refuse it. So I feel like she's more about not accepting of her own feelings. And I get that. It's more like you're afraid to get hurt, so instead of fully accepting that they are friends, like in some senses she's like, hey, you're my friends, but she doesn't say it outright, she feels it, but then she denies it instantly. She becomes more of a tomboy towards the end, like towards the end of season 1, and season 2 she sticks with it. So she becomes more masculine, still feels more confident in herself in that thing, which out of a standpoint, like I can't really fault her apart from she's even more open to herself a little bit. So I would give her an 8 out of 10 as a personal standpoint. Then there is Senna. Senna does have a massive crush on Kodaka, the main character of the show, which is absolutely fucking bonkers. Because what is so weird about Senna is she has a hate boner for Mika. A massive hate boner. So in one of the earlier episodes, or one of the earlier scenes, she's drawn fingering herself over hating this character. So it's more like she has a crush on her, but she doesn't want to admit it to herself and fucking hates it. You don't see it much in season 2. You see more of her having a major crush and trying to get along with Kodaka. And this is going to roll nicely into the next character actually as well, because Senna doesn't have a crush as such on Kobato, but she's more like, I want to definitely be your big sister because I want to look after you and stuff. You're like so adorable and shit. And she loves that. She tries too hard to be trying to get Kobato on her side. Like, not to be on her side, but more like, I want to get along with you, so I'm going to try and like what you like. So she tries to bond over things that she doesn't know about. I appreciate that about the person. I don't really like her, like, touching herself over someone she hates. That's just fucking weird. But you know what? As a character, I like her more than... Oh, that could be a nice thing. I could put it in that system instead, like, who I like most out of these characters. I would definitely put this person as, like, a second on this list. maybe a third. Mikoto would go second. Not Mikoto, that's fucking Danganronpa, you dickhead. Mika would be more like fourth, I guess. The other guy, Kodaka, would be like near the bottom. I'm not really a big fan of him as a person. He seems a bit dickish. But she's ditzy, as well as smart. A nerd girl as well. I rate her as 9 out of 10. I do like her, as a, not like looks-wise, but like as a personality-wise. I actually do dig it. I like her. She's cool. But then we have the fucking... Right, this might sound weird because she's like a lolly. I think she's like 14 in the show. But I fucking love the character design, alright? I don't like the blonde. I hate that. I didn't like the OVA where it was like really hot, so she like took away... So she always wears a like goth clothing because of an anime in the anime that she really fucking enjoys that Senna tries to watch and get along with, which that is fucking cool in itself. She has like a little morals and like, oh my god, I want to be this person so much. I love her character design. She has one red eye and one blue eye, which I think is fucking god tier. By the way, I love that. I think she's only pure like got 2 blue eyes, but she puts like a red contact in, which makes it fucking cool design. This character's 10 out of 10. I love this character to bits. I think she's great. I didn't like the OVA though. I would rate the OVA a little bit more because it got really hot, so she was like, oh, I'm going to wear girly clothing, which to me doesn't feel correct for what she is. And I don't like that part about it, but I absolutely love the character to bits. I can't fault anything about it, you know. It's one of those things, you know, it tickles the goth like in me and all that stuff, so... You can get body pillows of Kobudo? Oh, I don't want that. God, no. She's cool and all, but not fucking... That's disgusting. Gross. Anyway, let's go on to Yukimura. Yukimura is a nice person. So, Yukimura is introduced into the show as Kodaka's little sister. The funny thing is, what the funny thing is about it, is... Yukimura comes across as, oh, I'm a boy. I'm a girl wanting to become a boy. That's the impression you get, right? Like there's a kind of cross-dresser going on. But what ends up happening instead is you feel like you get the impression it's a boy. She's a boy. You get the massive impression. Then Rika, who we're going to talk about in a minute, actually discovers that you're a girl. Like you can't be a boy because you're a girl. So then after she gets told that, because you got to like, she thinks what's a yaoi hole is, which is basically a dick. She thinks I've not grown mine yet. That's what she kept on saying. So she's a bit clueless at that point. But after a while, you know, they grow into something else in season 2. Like, oh, I'm going to be a girl dressing as a boy now because I want to be a boy. So instead of being a boy, like, oh, I feel very feminine, so I'm going to wear feminine clothing. Instead of being like, oh, I am a female, I want to become a boy. So I appreciate that about them, and they do want to call themselves as little brother, which is very nice. So I feel like they identify as a male. So I appreciate that about him. I'm going to stick to them pronouns for now, and I appreciate it a lot, to be fair, from him, because it's absolutely phenomenal that the character development is like, I feel like I'm a boy, but I'm not a boy. He realizes that he was a girl. It's hard. It's confusing for me because I'm not really used to the they, them, he, she pronouns. It's one of those things like, so introduced as a boy, not really a boy, but identifies as a boy anyway. I do really appreciate the character. Like I said, if I want to make a ranking of this, Kodaka would be at number 1. This person would be 3rd or 2nd because I actually really like them as a thing. Like they always want to dedicate themselves to being so nice to this person who's not really that nice in the end. At the end of season 2, he seems to like... Ooh, there might be a season 3. Seems to like pull away Kodaka? It's not Kodaka, is it? It's Kodaka. I don't fucking know who the names are anymore. I can't remember anymore. He just seems like... Yeah, it's Kodako. Because Kobuta's the sister. Kodako, and he just seems like, I'm going to look up to you. You inspire me. I think it's more like I have a crush on you, but we can't because we're 2 boys. Which is quite cool, I'd say. I love this character. I like the character a lot. She's really cool. He's really cool. I love it. It's just like so sad that he had to be the one to break Kodaka out of that spell of like, why are you not going back? Just because someone confessed their love to you doesn't mean you need to fucking blank us all out, you dickhead. Like, I still look up to you as I am, and I love you for who you are. I love you as my brother. That's how it portrays in the anime. It's like, I need to bring you back to this, and he comes back and he gets all nice with him. Then Rika, good old fucking Rika, definitely second. I forgot about Rika being in there. So yeah, I just cannot remember their name right about now. Yukimura definitely third. Rika second. Rika is basically what I would be as a female. They're lewd. She speaks in the third person a lot, and I really like Rika a lot. She's very brainy and smart. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. And she's the one who breaks Haganai, brings Kodaka back into his senses. Like, just because someone confesses love to you doesn't mean you have to blank them out. So she comes like, I like you, we all like you, you just don't see that we all fucking love you, you want to fucking ignore it. And she does go toe to toe with him, like, she fucking kicks the shit out of him. Because it's like, why the fuck are you doing this? You need to fucking wake up and realise we're your friends. You don't have to push us around all the time. So she makes him bring to his sense. She even breaks down a little bit, and it's like, I really respect that. I didn't give Yukimura a rating. A 9 out of 10. You know, I think 10 out of 10, actually. I don't really fault the guy. Same with Rika, 10 out of 10. I love the girl. She's great. But then there's Maria. I don't really feel much for Maria. She's like a none to be, basically. And the situation is she just comes to the club because she likes chilling out with the people, and she becomes best friends with Kobuto even, but they hate each other because, like, you're the devil, I'm your god, and like, they have that hatred, but they like each other as friends if they're not in that roleplay kind of situation, and I like that about her. But I wouldn't rate her really highly because I feel like she's annoying little girl who just like pushes herself into the group, so like, I want to be included too. So I don't really like it that much, but other than that, I feel like it's enough for that, you know. But then it's one of those weird things. But there's nothing else to me much to say about that. Like I said, there is a little bit of fan service in there with Senna and stuff. It gets pretty weird, but I also like I'd say, you know what, it actually does give you a premise what it would be like if you have no friends, which is, I mean, you've at least got one, right? But it gives you an idea what you could do, try and get more, I guess. It gives you that, if someone does feel alone, I guess it would give you that impression, or like, you know, this is what you could do to make friends, or this is what not to do in a real life situationship. It's quite nice at that point of sense, but I don't know, it's very strange. I know I've rambled on a little bit. I'm basically just talking about the anime now. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I would, like I said, 7 out of 10 for the anime. I do recommend it. Like, it's not absolutely boring as like, God, I hate it. Like, Fafnir, Jesus. I could not recommend that one. Oof, I watched 4 episodes of Snooze Fest, did not enjoy it at all. I don't like Gundam robot things. I don't mind slice of life stuff. If it's got no endpoint, like this kind of did and kind of didn't, basically. But I've seen some animes like, it started and then it didn't end, if that made sense. Like, it had an ending, but it didn't feel like it ended. It more like, hey, it's the end of the school year, and that was it. It's like quite boring slice of life. This is more like a slice of life / comedy, which is quite funny. My favorite animes are harems and what's the word for it? Ichi? I like those. I will admit to those. I am a perv, and I'll openly admit that. I don't mind that kind of stuff, you know. It's fine. Whatever you're into, you know. Whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I would recommend season 1 more than season 2, though. Like, if you want to watch season 2, you might understand what I mean behind it. I feel like the ones get not like a cash grab. It's like, hey, let's people like these characters. Let's expand more on these characters. But it kind of didn't it fell through a little bit too much for me, I think, in the end. But I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about in this anime review. You know, there's like rewatchability. Will I watch it again? I'll watch season 1 again. I feel like I didn't watch season 1 again, though. That's the point. Like, I remember watching this. I was only watching it to review it, and I forgot that I actually watched Haganai before. I just remember the little goth girl being one of my favorite characters, and I watched it just for that. Which is quite weird. But again, watch it if you want to watch it. You know, I wouldn't say steer clear of it. I just say like it might be something you like. I could say that for everything you've watched. But if I'm really against something, I'm like, you may not like this, or give you fair warning what the thing is about. It just seems to be more like a harem that didn't become a harem, if that makes sense. It feels like it were going down that road, and I feel like if they did do a season 3, which apparently they might be doing a season 3, I feel like it could go down that road where actually he's more accepting to the people. If they did do a season 3. What I feel like if it went down the pathline, what I've seen here, I feel like he'd be more accepting to the girls he's with, and I think there's only 10 characters in this, so I feel like season 1 was sort of like, hey, let's all meet up again and stuff like that, like a reunion kind of thing, and he talks to them, like every episode might be like, hey, let's chill out, like he might expand up to 2 episodes, because there's 12 episodes, there's 6 characters. So I feel like 2 episodes could be per person and stuff like that. And he confesses his love to all of them. I feel like this could happen if they want to take it that way. They might not do, but I feel like this is what they could do. Because I can't really expand what more can we do as friends? But if he goes down this love relationship down, confesses his love to all the characters in the room, like Senna, Yoza, even fucking Yukimura if he wanted to, and Rika. I think there's only 4 characters, so you can actually expand 3 episodes per character what they could do as dates and stuff, like dates of these people, and at the end, confess his love to all of them, I want you all, I love you all the same, and stuff like that. That's how are they all acceptance of it, That's how it is. Obviously, little sister won't get involved, but they could do that. Some animes have done that, but the 10-year-old is a bit too far. Saying she's 14 though, so it's a bit too far fetched. Or is she a year below? She's a year below him, or 2 years below him. No, yeah, she's in year 1, they're in year 2 and 3 in season 1, season 2 and 3. Season 1, they're in year 2. Season 2, they're in year 3. She's in year 1 and stuff like that in season 2. So it seems more fun like that. They could have expanded that a little bit more with the love relationships, if they wanted to. If there is, I feel like that could happen, because it did end with, you need to confess, they've confessed your love to you, what you're going to do about it, kind of shit. Or it could just be you know what, I like you all the same, but I need to accept for himself as well, and not Rika tried to make him realize we are there for you, you don't need to push us away. That's what they're kind of doing. But anyway, I feel like I've rambled enough for this anime review. We shall return with this series fully from now on. I don't know how often these were. I know I did these once a month back in the day, or maybe once every 2 months, but what I do now, there's a list of things that I want to do every weekend and stuff like that. It might be a while before we actually get back to that list because of games coming out next week and stuff. But when we do come back, the next anime we will be recovering, because we're going down the alphabetical list. Ignoring I, My, Me, Strawberry X, we're not going back to that one. We are going to be doing I'm Quitting Heroing, which sounds like something I'd actually get into, to be fair. I like to watch 1 season, 2 seasons, so when I know it's coming closer, I can hey, let's watch all this and see how it's like. I only watch animes in English because if I was fully dedicated, I could watch something in Japanese. I really could, but I have to focus on that alone. I like to do other things while listening to it, so I know what's going off and stuff like that. I used to be able to do that before, hey, I know what's going off, I can listen to it in Japanese. There is a few animes I'm looking forward to coming across to review. For example, I could review High School DxD, I could review Date Alive, I could review the New Testament of Devil's Sister. There's another one with a redhead, a lead role. I could review those 3. Those 3 I've enjoyed the most. I really want to continue watching New Testament Devil's Sister. If you've seen it, you probably know why. That's what I like, because in shows, I know it's mainly for teens and stuff like that, and I feel like it's more of you've got the plot point, you've got the boobies. It's a mix of both, it's fan service at its finest, in my opinion. But I feel like with High School DxD, there's one scene that's you're peeking into porn territory now, alright? Let's just step back a bit, okay? Okay, I'm looking forward to High School DxD Season 5. I need to watch Date Alive Season 4. I need to watch a lot of anime that I've realised that I'm missing out on. But a lot of it's more I want to watch this, I'm enjoying them, but it's at the end of the time, I'm done watching it, in my opinion. Something comes up and I'm I'm busy doing this now, and then I forget about watching it. I got to this 100, I think that got very repetitive after a while. I was watching Gears, I've watched that. Have I recovered Gears? I think I've recovered Gears. Or is it Gears I've watched? there's a few I've seen and watched that's like nothing has been close to something I'm looking for. I'm like trying to find something like High School DxD, but different plot points, and I think Testament Devil and shit like that's different as well. I could even review Danganronpa, but there's no point when there's a game of it. Anyway, I've ranted enough. We're coming back with at some point in the future with I'm Quitting Heroing. We've seen the outro for season 1. Only I'm gonna try and add the music, and if it gets blocked, we'll have to fucking blank it out and shit like that. I'll make a note about it. But nothing else to be added here, so I shall see you in the next anime review. If you're not interested in the video games, if you are interested in the video games, I shall see you in those at some point too. Bye bye.